Now I call comrade Jaison Joseph. Our party is SUCI Communist Central Committee member and State Secretary of Kerala. He may come to the
Respected President of this meeting, our Politburo member, Comrade Sauman Basu, most respected comrade, and the main speaker of this meeting, our Comrade General Secretary, Comrade Pravash Ghosh, and the leaders who are sitting in the dais, and the comrades who are coming from different parts of West Bengal. At the very outset itself, I am paying revolutionary greetings on behalf of Kerala State Committee for this program. And I am with very much emotion, I am expressing my happiness to be here on this very historic moment. Comrades, we all know that we have assembled here to observe the death centenary of Comrade Lenin, the great leader of the proletariat and the architect of first victorious socialist revolution in the world, in the globe. Today, we join all the workers of the world, all those who wishing for progress, and the communists in renewing our memories of great leader. Comrades, we know that we do not commemorate any leader, any teacher, not as a ritual. Our observance has a definite aim, a definite purpose is there. It is because the teaching of Comrade Lenin has great relevance and importance in liberating humanity from the severe crisis which we face today. The magnitude of the crisis the entire world is facing cannot be expressed in words. Even as we engaged this in this observance, disastrous wars and armed conflicts are raging in different countries around the world. It is, as we observe the death centenary of great Lenin, that a brutal outrage against the people of Palestine is going on in Gaza. 25,000 Palestinian peoples have been already butchered. Among them, 10,000 are children. The heartbreaking pictures of the children, those who have been butchered in this war, is coming in the newspaper, coming in the media. By seeing these all pictures and other things, peace-loving people, human-loving people are very much concerned, very much pained to see these things. We know that for the last 7 decades, the attack on Palestinians has been going on. Until this time, up to this time, 59 lakhs of Palestinian people are refugees. For the 7 decades, they became the stateless people. It is not a mere number. 59 lakhs of Palestinian people, stateless people, are living in the globe. Tens of thousands of people have been killed in war between Russia and Ukraine. It is also going on. An official data is there. 460,000 people were butchered already on both sides. Major cities of the Ukraine country were damaged, were destroyed like anything. Now in the modern war, particularly for the last two decades, that we can see that in the war, they are aiming to destroy the cities and other, majorly the infrastructure of a country, because they are aiming to investment for the reconstruction after the war. It is also an avenue of capital investment. For that purpose also, these countries, cities are being destroyed like anything. It is going on. The situation is such that it has become impossible to predict when this war will end. Today, the total number of refugees all over the globe. Now, recently, United Nations agency on this refugees problem, they have brought in their data, statistics, they have published. Now the total number of refugees around the world is 11 crores. This is the highest recorded number in the history of humankind. 11 crores of refugees are wandering. They are leaving their country. In the Mediterranean Sea, thousands of people are sinking. They are in search of a shelter. They are leaving their country means they are leaving their family, their most acquainted areas, their life, everything they are living. And they are in a search of not only job, a shelter. They are trying to safeguard their life. That is the situation here. Who is responsible for this situation? When we are observing the 100th death anniversary of comrade Lenin, this question should be asked before the entire world. Who is responsible for this catastrophe? It is the imperialist capitalist powers who are in sole culprits. That we are seeing. When the Soviet Union had existed, the capitalist powers had propagated that it was the Cold War which was responsible for all conflicts in the world. However, we know that the First World War had taken place before the socialist camp had to come in exist. Even after the socialist camp has ceased to exist, wars and conflicts continue to ravage the world. They propagated that. When the Cold War ends, these conflicts and war will end. That was the propaganda of the bourgeois press, bourgeois media. Now what we are seeing in Maldives, in recently, some 3 or 4 days before, between Pakistan and Syria, tension is developing. Everywhere, each nook and corner of the world, these tensions are increasing. Why? Who is responsible for this? It is evident that it is the imperialist capitalist powers who are the sole culprits. Lenin analyzed in the article Socialism and War that the war of 1914 and 18 was imperialist. This is an annexation, Comrade Lenin told regarding First World War. It is an annexation, predatory, and war of plunder. On the part of both sides, it is imperialist. It was the war for the division of the world, for the partition and repartition of the colonies, and the sphere of influence of finance capital. This was the quotation of Comrade Lenin. He reminded in 1917 in Socialism and War. During the days of First World War, Lenin had taught us this war does not reflect the interest of the common people, the downtrodden section, the common people who are the victims of this exploitation. This war does not reflect any kind of interest of the people. Comrade Lenin told, this is not a war for the people. It is thousands of common people who are being killed in this war which is being waged for profit interests of the capitalists. Wars are being waged not for war for the people. It is thousands of common people who are being killed in this war and which is being waged for profit interest of the capitalists. Wars are being waged one after another. Comrade Lenin told, if we establish a working class state, a socialist state, Russia would withdraw from the war next moment. Lenin had done exactly that. A socialist system does not want war. Because a socialist system is not competing with anybody, any country, for a market. It is not a production system, not for the market. So socialist system does not need war. As such, the socialist system is against war. This teaching of great Lenin became an invaluable lesson for a Russian population which was ravaged by war. So entire population of Russia supported this stand of Comrade Lenin and Bolshevik party. This was the situation. The great leader of the proletariat, Lenin, pointed out that imperialism inevitably generates war. A world of peace can be brought about only by putting end to imperialism. This is what the teachings of Lenin remind us. When we observe Comrade Lenin's 100th death anniversary, death centenary observance during this time, we have to pledge, we will fight unto the last to resist imperialist forces, to put an end to the imperialist powers. They are creating these things that we are seeing everywhere. In Soviet Union, we know what kind of a country, a society, a population they have created. And their mankind really, particularly the famous people of intellectuals, reputed people of India, not only India, all over the world recognized this fact. What Soviet Union socialist system produced before the mankind, that we know. After the dismantling of socialism that we are seeing, the very same Russia is attacking Ukraine to protect their sphere of influence. Only for that they are attacking this Ukraine. They predicted that, they propagated that within 1 or 2 weeks it would be ended. But now we are seeing that 58 lakhs of Ukraine people are refugees now. Now it is going on. For the last 2 years it has been going on. That we are seeing. This is the condition. This is the situation. For we are remembering or we are observing that the center remains. A definite purpose is there. We have to learn, Lenin, to fight these things, fight this situation. Very painful situation. Each and every human-loving man of the world should take this pledge on this occasion. That is, our party is saying to all. Another thing, Comrade Lenin pointed out that today we are witnessing the oppressive rule of capitalist class across the world that we are seeing. Lenin told us that today we are witnessing to a world situation which corroborates his teachings, the teachings of Lenin. Even the Pope, has had to say the economic inequality in the world caused by neoliberal economic policies is the great injustice faced by humanity. Lenin had pointed out in 1920 in his work Imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism, about disastrous effects of monopoly capitalism, the tyranny of finance capital. All the capitalist countries are facing extraordinary crisis. Greece has been completely destroyed because of debt. the huge stadiums and big constructions built for Athens Olympics. That was their aim, to build an infrastructure, to invest in infrastructure. That is the reason behind this type of main things. Now they have constructed for this Athens Olympics, that stadiums and that constructions are really this built for the Athens Olympics are disintegrating because there is no money to even pay the workers for maintaining the structures. They stand as the symbols of destruction of one's prosperous country. Now you see Argentina, a South American country, is facing a greatest crisis in history. Liquidation and entrenchment are rampant in that country. Now you can see that the inflation, recently an election was conducted there. A rightist man, he is self-acclaiming that anarcho-capitalist, Javier Milei, he came as the president. He is propagating, he is a neo-Nazi leader. He became the president of Argentina. What is the condition of Argentina? 200% is the inflation rate. In 1921, $1 means 80 peso. Peso is the currency of the Argentina. Now it is $1. If we want $1, 1,000 peso is to be given. 40% of the Argentinian population became poor. They are living in a very wretched condition. Argentina, a country like Argentina, now there is no, that country is not there in the geographical map at all. That is the situation in Argentina. Everywhere we can see this situation. Taking advantage of that situation, actually, this Javier Milei, he came as the president of that country. Now, IMF is coming to give a $40 billion loan. Giving that loan, this country is again going to be a hell for the poor people. That is going to be happen. This is the country. Our neighboring countries are also embroiled in the insolvable debt crisis, debt traps. That is the situation of all capitalist countries in the world. What is the situation around all over the world? That we are seeing today, the global growth now has declined by 2.6%. Means now it is declining. In 1930s and the beginning of the 40s, this Great Depression had occurred when this global growth had reached 2.2. Now it is getting closer to that rate. That means the entire world is facing such a crisis. That crisis was really, it was pointed out by comrade Lenin. That the same situation, the teaching of Lenin, that when capital assumes the character of oligarchy, the imperialist capitalist will create a world of unmitigated exploitation, has literally been validated by present day events. Now, comrades, this is the condition, this is the situation. In this situation, actually, this is the situation. We have to learn Lenin and restudy Lenin and assimilate those teachings into our life and practicing those things in our life. This is that situation. Otherwise, we cannot go forward. That is the situation that we know. The very socialist system can only solve these problems under the leadership of comrade Stalin after Lenin. He built the foundation for the growth of a socialist state. Under the leadership of Communist Party of Soviet Union, led by comrade Stalin, the working class of Russia built up a new civilization. It put an end to humankind's exploitation by humankind. Hunger, unemployment, illiteracy, prostitution, child labor, and other problems which are eternal curses under capitalism all ceased. Science, knowledge, arts and literature were all liberated from the vice-like grip of capitalist exploitation. Socialism molded a new humankind, hitherto unseen, exhibiting higher culture, sense of ethics and unbelievable self-martyrdom to save humanity from fascism. That we know. Bourgeois media is propagating that socialist economy. In some areas they are propagating like that. Socialist economy had grown because of the suppression. The people were forced to do the job, forced to do the labor. Was the correct thing? Their bourgeois propaganda is only to malign socialist system. Entire world knows that. In 1935, the first country in the world which really, in the history itself, the employment exchange of a country were closed because everyone was given a job. By 1951, Soviet Union attained complete literacy. From a land of never-ending disease, Russia became the most healthy nation within the 30 years. Such a country was built up by comrade Lenin and Stalin. That socialism is giving the path of the liberation really. That we know. We are very critically studying this history. We have to study what is socialism. Really the achievements of socialism to the humanity. It is to be discussed. It is to be carried, the message of the socialism is to be carried to the entire mass of this country. What is the condition we are facing really? Under the clutches of this capitalist exploitation, we are suffering like anything, entire field that we are seeing. Capitalist society in developed countries, in Europe or America, everywhere, how they developed, what is their history? Using 3 centuries, they looted the colonies. They suppressed the people of colonies, and they looted the resources of the colony, the cheap labor of the colonies, and they amassed huge wealth only because of this. They made the countries as colonies and they have suppressed the people. They killed. They have made black acts against the people. But socialist system never attacked a country, never made a country as a colony. That we know. They never looted a country. Basing on Marxism, Leninism, the principle of scientific socialism, and their socialist citizen attained a new culture, a new civilization they have attained. Basing on that civilization, they molded a new man in the world that we could see in the Second World War. 2 crore people of Soviet Union dedicated their life to protect the entire humanity. 2 crore people, 13.7% of the Soviet population had given up their life to fight against fascism. Entire humanity is very much indebted to socialist society. How they could fight? What was the source of inspiration? That source, really the culture, the working class culture which was given by the party under the leadership of comrade Stalin. That is, history is telling. That very same socialist system is the only ray of hope in this country, in this world, that we know. After the dismantling of the Soviet Union, that we are seeing what kind of democracy is going on there. For the last 24 years, Vladimir Putin is the president. He has amended the constitution. Up to 1936, he will be the president. That such kind of amendments he is bringing. He has already brought some 4 or 5 years back. That is the democracy. Bourgeois capitalist class is propagating about this democracy. This democracy cannot save the world that we are seeing. So, dear comrades, we have to pledge this on this occasion, this situation, particularly our country is facing. Our republic is in a crisis. This type of a crisis never we faced. Tomorrow on 22nd of January is the Pradishta Karma of Ayodhya. That is going to be happen in the constitution, or the national leaders of our country, once they dreamt of a country which is not considering religion as an official thing. Now what we are seeing, what is the pathetic position of condition of secularism in our country, democracy in our country, what is happening, that we are seeing. We know that secularism means religion, belief will be treated as a personal matter, a private matter, what we are seeing today. Entire missionary, entire administration is standing for one religion. Standing for one religion. Such a crisis we are facing. In economic field also, what type of a crisis we are facing in economic field? Now we are seeing that from Punjab, Haryana, from these states, Kerala, Karnataka, lakhs of people, lakhs of students and youth are fleeing to these countries, escaping from these countries. Human trafficking is developing basing on this situation that we are seeing. Recently a flight was obstructed by French authorities. That flight was started its journey from Dubai. In that flight 300 Indians were there. Actually they are coming from Gujarat because of the damaged condition of the farming, agriculture section. The peasants are facing such a crisis. They cannot live with this farming. So they are leaving their agriculture and farming. That is what is happening. So these people, they are leaving their country, they are leaving their farming, they are selling their entire property and taking big amount and giving to these human trafficking agencies, and they are fleeing to these countries. US and Canada and other European countries. Our Modi is claiming that India is becoming 5th rank in economic world, 5th position in this country in which 5th position is gained. This kind of lakhs of people are fleeing. Now they are returned using the force. 20 people requested French authorities to take asylum in France. What a pathetic condition. Not only one or two or hundreds, lakhs of people are fleeing. They are becoming really refugees. They will not return back to this country. Return back to this country. In this country, which has attained the 5th rank of economic power, they are claiming that. In this country that we are seeing, lakhs of people are giving up their citizenship only because of in this country there is no job. There will not be job. And for the job also, they will not get a humanly possible wage, they will not get. That is assured. So these people in a helpless position. Otherwise how they can go there? A country they don't know. What is the condition waiting there, expecting there, they don't know. But they are going. Such a helpless condition, such a wretched condition this country is facing. So they are going. That is the situation, comrades, that we are seeing. 42 crores of migrant laborers are wandering in the country everywhere to have a job, that we are seeing. Such a condition is there. Now Modi is giving guarantee. What is the condition of the guarantee? 10 years back he guaranteed that 2 crore employment per year for the youth, unemployed. Where is the guarantee? What was the guarantee given to the peasants, farmers? He told that their income will be doubled. That was the guarantee given by. Now all over India he is propagating that this Modi's guarantee. This is the condition. So we have to come out from this situation. So the lessons of socialism is to be taught by, what are the lessons taught by comrade Lenin? Is to read and study, is to take to the common mass, and it should be practiced in our life. In Kerala also, I am coming from Kerala. CPM is ruling. CPM is also very much they are ruling for the corporates. Openly, nakedly, they are ruling for the corporate houses. Ambani is making a port in Kerala. Ambani. Adani is making a port in, not Ambani, Adani is making a port in Kerala. That making for that port, Kerala government is spending huge amount, crores of rupees from the staker to help the investment of the Adani. That is the situation. This crony capitalism, that the very same policy they are also following in Kerala. So to escape from, to put an end to this situation, so we have to study and restudy the teachings of Lenin with these words. Comrades, I am concluding my few words here. To be here with all when we commemorate Comrade Lenin in this occasion with very much pleasure, with very much emotion, that spirit of internationalism. I am paying revolutionary greetings to all. Long live Socialist Unity Center of India Communist. Long live Marxism, Leninism. Long live Comrade Lenin. Lal Salam.